Let's go to Mitch McConnell on the floor of the Senate.
Washes away. What's left is the distinguished nominee who stands before us. An acclaimed judge whom peers and colleagues praise in the very strongest terms. A jurist whom the American Bar Association awarded its very highest rating unanimously, well qualified. Here's what the ABA says it takes to earn that distinction. To merit a rating of well qualified, the nominee must be at the top of the legal profession in his or her legal community, have outstanding legal ability, breadth of experience, and the highest reputation for integrity, and demonstrate the capacity for sound judicial temperament. This is the nonpartisan test that my friend, the Democratic leader, among others, used to call the gold standard. Well, Judge Kavanaugh passed that with flying colors. So to be clear, this seal of approval comes from the ABA's Standing Committee on the Federal Judiciary, an independent entity within the organization. Even after the ABA's president tried to play politics with the nomination last week, the Standing Committee reaffirmed its rating yet again. Unanimously well qualified. That's Brett Kavanaugh. So, Mr. President, how did we end up where we are today? How did we get here? How did we get from a chorus of expert praise and professional respect to wild tales of violent gangs, sexual assault rings, fistfights on boats in Rhode Island harbors, and the possibility, get this, of an argument in a college bar? An argument in a college bar? Several weeks ago, a confidential allegation of misconduct from nearly 40 years ago was leaked to the press. Since then, other allegations have poured forth. Many were just patently ridiculous. Feeding frenzy of ridiculous accusations. Well, while some cheered on the feeding frenzy for political purposes, Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley and his staff rolled up their sleeves and went to work. They promptly investigated the varied allegations that materialized at the last minute. Chairman Grassley reopened the public hearing so Dr. Ford and Judge Kavanaugh could speak directly to those claims under oath. That was after, by the way, he offered Dr. Ford the option to tell her story at any place of her choosing, either here or in California, either in public or in private, either with staff or with members, an offer that, according to Dr. Ford's testimony, was seemingly never actually communicated to her by her lawyers, despite a professional requirement to do so. Now, of course, the FBI has completed a supplemental background investigation and delivered its results to us here in the Senate. Mr. President, this is now the 7th time the FBI has thoroughly reviewed Judge Kavanaugh's background. 7 FBI investigations. So what have we learned? What do the facts and the evidence tell us after 7 FBI investigations? The fact is that these allegations have not been corroborated. None of the allegations have been corroborated by the 7th FBI investigation. Not in the new FBI investigation, not anywhere. So none of these last-minute allegations have been corroborated, as is confirmed by the 7th and latest FBI investigation. As Chairman Grassley stated this morning, neither the Judiciary Committee nor the FBI could locate any third parties who can attest to any of these allegations. No backup from any witnesses, including those specifically named as eyewitnesses by the people who brought the allegations in the first place. Let me say that again. No backup from any witnesses, including those specifically named as eyewitnesses by the people who brought these allegations. In addition, one person has completely recanted their whole wild story. Another accuser went on television and backpedaled from many of their own ridiculous charges. So the facts do not support the allegations levied at Judge Kavanaugh's character. Instead, many of the facts actually support Judge Kavanaugh's strong, unequivocal denial, which he repeatedly stated to committee investigators under penalty of felony, which he firmly restated under oath last Thursday before the full committee and the American people, which aligns with the testimony of hundreds, literally hundreds of character witnesses who've known him over the years. For goodness sake, this is the United States of America. Nobody is supposed to be guilty until proven innocent in this country. Nobody is supposed to be guilty until proven innocent in the United States of America. The Senate should not set a fundamentally un-American precedent here. Judge Kavanaugh's right to basic fairness does not disappear just because some disagree with his judicial philosophy. Our society is not a place where uncorroborated allegations of misconduct from nearly 40 years ago, allegations which are vigorously disputed, can nullify someone's career or destroy their reputation. Is that what the Senate's going to be known for? Your nomination comes up here, and we destroy your reputation. That's what the Senate is going to participate in? So above the partisan noise, beyond this shameful spectacle, which is an embarrassment to the Senate, what will endure are the actual facts before us. The actual facts. Upon reviewing them, only one question is left for us to answer. Is Judge Brett Kavanaugh qualified to serve on the United States Supreme Court? Well, Mr. President, there's a good reason the political opponents of this nomination have never wanted to litigate that issue. Oh, no. They don't want to talk about that. There's a good reason why they let the politics of personal destruction run away ahead of the facts in an effort to dodge that very good question. Because Brett Kavanaugh is stunningly and totally qualified for this job. We already know this, but for starters, his academic and legal credentials are second to none. From Yale with honors, then on to Yale Law School, then came not one, not two, but 3 clerkships in our nation's federal courts, ending up with Justice Kennedy. His career continued with work in the Office of Independent Counsel and the Office of White House Counsel, and that was only the beginning. For the last 12 years, Brett Kavanaugh has served on what is widely considered the second highest court in our land, the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, written